All right, guys, welcome to the live trading session. Hope you're doing well. Hope you had a nice weekend and week last week, because I wasn't here last week. I've had a bit of a week and a bit away from, well, everything really. Just decided to switch the phone off for pretty much an entire week and just get away from the norm, I guess, for a little bit. For no other reason than just to do a little bit of a reset, really. But I hope I haven't missed too much with you guys. Let me know if you're here. Let me know if you're well. Let me know if you've got any setups on the radar for your trading today. We just wrapped up on a fantastic trader challenge. So those of you who took part in that, amazing. Garrett was the winner. So I don't know if Garrett's here now, but he was the winner, so well deserved. And what else? What else has been going on? We've got a few things on the radar we're going to take a look at today. Phil's here. Kimani's here. Gary Rees. Everything Money. Miss Actor. Morning. Garrett's here. David's here. Chris is here. Ollie, Paul, Eric, and all the usual suspects. Duncan, David. Good morning. Good morning. All right, so we're going to go through the charts as normal. So this should look familiar to you guys now. We're going to go through 8 pairs in this currency portfolio consisting of Aussie CAD, Aussie dollar, pound dollar, euro dollar, pound Aussie pound yen, dollar yen, and New Zealand dollar. So we're going to go through them in that order. Took part and it was fantastic. Excellent. Yeah, we got amazing feedback about the challenge. Such good feedback. Really, really cool. Just before we get stuck into the charts, you want to be mindful, although last week, Friday was the first. Okay, so Friday was the first of the month, which means obviously by default it was the first Friday in the month, which was the 1st of July. And normally, you know, the non-farm payroll announcement comes out on the first Friday of every month. However, when the Friday is the first, they tend to knock it over to, or the second, they tend to knock it over to the following Friday. Because it's about every 4.2 weeks. So they put it over to the next Friday. So this Friday is non-farm Friday. Okay, so you can, if you're using any news resource or Bloomberg or CNBC or Fox or Yahoo, MSN Money, whatever you use, you're going to see that we've got non-farm payroll this Friday. And you guys that were doing the trader challenge, when we was talking about high impact news releases, this is something that you want to bear in mind, particularly if you're placing trades on lower time frames. We also have the Thursday before has got the ADP non-farm employment change as well. Normally, people who steer away from non-farm Friday usually steer away from the Thursday before as well. And just get away from the charts. Having said that, if you're more of a swing trader, that might not be something that you worry about too much, or you might just actively manage the trade a little bit closer. You know, you look, you stay at the charts and you manage the position and you manage the, maybe trail the stops a little bit tighter or whatever you might do. But just be aware of that. Other than that, had some news out on the Aussie this morning. JOLTS job openings, FOMC we've got on Wednesday. Yeah, so it's quite out of all of the average weeks of fundamental news announcements, this is one of the higher, the more impactful weeks out of the average. Okay, so just be mindful of that. Just nice to always look at that, just to know what we've got coming up. And then it's about going into your trade plan and going, right, okay, What's the setups that I'm looking for? What am I allowed to trade? Going through your routine, your diversification, your correlation risk, and making sure that you're placing orders with not overexposing yourself, overexposing your account, and placing the absolute best trades, chasing the absolute best trades, not hundreds of low quality activity trades, I call it. And you don't want to mistake activity with productivity and progress in your trading. Okay, it's completely different. Activity is like the sport, just being involved, just, you know, passing time and feeling active. That's not the approach that I recommend anyone takes in trading, because it usually patience pays the bills. Patience pays the bills. So with that said, we are going to look for some high quality setups, and we're going to be looking at 8 pairs. So before I get stuck into these, has anyone got any setups that they want to share with us this morning? Morning, Ian, Robert, Jack. Got quite a few people tuning in today. Decided to stream this out across all the platforms. So we're on LinkedIn, ShareVision, Twitch, Twitter, Facebook, Tier 1, YouTube, Instagram, all of them. In fact, I'm not sure Instagram's working. Aussie CAD, JG, trend continuation, first chance. Awesome. So let's take a look at that then, right? So we're going to look at the Aussie CAD first. You can see we're in a downtrend. All right, this is a bearish trend, and we just, during my little away time last week in Mallorca, we saw that we broke this previous low. What does that indicate? It indicates that we're likely to continue down. If I just draw on a trend line here and use it as a horizontal line, the previous low was violated back on the 29th of June, and then we pushed down, found a bit of support down at 87.80, and then we started to work our way back up. Great. This is a continuation setup potentially. We're continuing the trend down. Daily time frame, the moving averages are starting to fan out nicely again, indicating a strengthening in trend, momentum in trend. So now we can start looking at how we can potentially get involved in this, right? How can we get involved in the move down? How can we catch the trend down? I'm not going to look at any counter trend stuff because we've already seen a bounce, so I'm not really looking at that. But what I am looking at is a continuation down. Now, someone just mentioned the Graystone trend continuation first chance entry. And if we go down to the 4 hour, you can see that would be valid, because actually on the 4 hour, we already had a new low right here on the 29th of June, where we had a pullback and then we continued down, giving us a new low. So then this becomes the outside return. And the first chance entry would be found right here in this zone here. Okay. Now, for the first chance entry, what you're looking for is a double top. And a double top can be found on the lower time frame. So if you got in on this double top, you would have got in right here where we touched the zone here at 12 on the 4th of July. And then we touched the zone here and put in the valid second test on the 5th of July. And we also had equal tests of the highs. Okay. And we also had divergence on RSI. Little bit of divergence on the MACD, okay, but we had divergence there, and you would have entered next bar markets. You would have really got in at 88, 45, 46, something like that, which is just below the 88.50 level, which is great for protective stops. Your stops would go above the double top, and then you'd be in this for a retest of the low. So your stop would be based on the double top, and your targets would be down here at the low somewhere. Depending on how conservative you are or aggressive you are as a trader, you might read the story of price here and go, okay, well, there's a lot of protection here, so I might put my target here. Or you just shoot for the lows. You know, you shoot for the continuation, which is what I would do. So nice trade set up there. If you guys are in it, good luck. I hope that goes in your favor. That's a perfect example of how we identify a bearish trend. We predict where market's likely to go next. In this case, retest the lows. We decide how we can get involved using the JG trend continuation first chance entry, because there's second and third plus a fourth way to enter this. So there's lots of ways to attack the trend. We got the first chance entry. We enter the trade. We're prepared to be stopped out and enter on the second chance. But if this goes in our favor, all the better. We've got a great reward to risk profile. We execute the trade at market following the double top, and then we're in. So that's it. So if any of you guys have got anything else on this, this is a nice, clear trend continuation setup. New low, pull back, catch the run. And yeah, all good. Please look at pound yen. Pound, dollar, and euro yen. What would you like us to look at, Ross? What are you looking at on there? So just before we go to Aussie dollar, this is the trade setup you would have got in. You guys that follow my Graystone trend continuation, you would have got in here. Your stop loss would have been above the highs, depending on what you use an ATR. Some of you use ATR, some of you use a fixed pip position size. And your target's going to be around here. It's going to be about 3 to 4, 3 to 3.5 to 1 reward to risk. So lovely, lovely jubbly. Let's go over to the Aussie dollar. Aussie dollar on the daily. Let's see what's happened here. I'm going to remove the drawing tools. Again, new low yesterday. Sorry, on the first. New low, pulled back. This was Friday. Friday the 1st, we put in the new low. 4th of July, which was yesterday. Saw a little bit of a pullback. Bearish trend. Okay, we are moving down, whether you like, you know, whether you can see that or not. We're going from top left to bottom right. No doubt about it. And we've just put in a new low. And what's significant about this, again, is we broke and violated the previous 2 lows where we saw a hold at this level right here and right here. And if we just scroll out a little bit and draw in a horizontal line, smack bam in there, you're going to see that this was a level that was tested over and over and over again. It carried a lot of weight. It was a significant level. And guess what? We've broken and closed below it. So we can potentially start looking for shorts. The difference with this and the Aussie CAD is the Aussie CAD gave us direct indication that we're likely to continue lower because we had a lower low on the trading time frame, a pullback, then another new low on the trading time frame, then a pullback. On this one, we've only just broken and closed below this low. We haven't got that, you know, so that means technically, you know, anywhere up here is where your stop loss could go, right? Which is not ideal because you don't have that little outside return as a level of structure that you could build a case for a protective stop. Make sense? So it's not as attractive. It's not as attractive. And we've only just broken close below as well. So it's not as attractive as the Aussie CAD. And those subtle differences there are going to be what puts you on high probability sides or low probability sides of every trade. So for this one, yes, we've broken close below. How can we get involved in this? You know, what is our entry technique to get involved in this? And the only thing that you guys could be looking at is you guys that trade wedges, triangle patterns, right? You trade triangle patterns, you've had the breakout, you literally have got a retest right now, so you might enter aggressively, maybe at a limit order. okay? Because you're really just looking for a pullback into the wedge. This is what we call a breakout and retest. We've got the retest. You might just short this thing now for a retest of the lows. And if you're using TradingView or whatever platform you're using, this would be what we call a at market order. So you'd literally come in here, at market, hit sell, whatever your position size is, 2 mini lots, bang, you're in, 20k position size, and you're in. Okay, stop loss would go above the channel. Again, some of you like to use 2, 3, 5 pips. Some of you like to use an ATR. I'd be more inclined to use an ATR. I'd use an ATR because it's a great thesis for a stop loss position. If you think about it, right? The average true range is telling you, on average, how much the market moves in volume, in pips, over a certain period of time. And if we go outside of that, we know we're wrong, which means we can get out of the trade as soon as we know we're wrong, if we're just placing a stop loss just outside of that. And if we go in the other direction, more than that, we know we're wrong, we want to be out as quick as possible. However, on the same breath, it provides enough breathing room to let the market do what it's been doing for that period of time, meaning that we can pull all the way up to there but not get stopped out and continue down, and it's still a perfectly normal move. So really nice to use an ATR based stop. You can see at the moment it's about 30 pips. So you would have to put your stop loss 30 pips above this high. Now that might be above your risk limit. Might be above your correlation risk limit, but that's going to be down to you. So there's the setup. This is much more aggressive. This is much more conservative. This is a Graystone trend continuation, first chance entry using a double top on a lower time frame for a continuation on the 4 hour, and this one is literally a breakout and retest aggressive sell. So this isn't something that I would personally trade this way anyway. I do trade wedges and triangles, and I do trade them on this time frame, but I'm just giving you guys an example of how some of you might trade that. So 68.96, I'd be inclined to get at least above 2 pips above the even handle, so 69.02 as a minimum. Stop loss at 69.02. Whoops. Stop loss at 69.02, let's put that in there. And then targets obviously at the low, 67.72. Take profit, 67.72, and we are in. Again, another little setup there. Let's go to the pound dollar. Sometimes when there's lots going on, we can get through these pairs quite quickly because we need to get moving, right? So we don't miss any of the opportunities. Sometimes when there's nothing going on, we get through the pairs quickly because there's nothing to talk about. And then sometimes there's lots to talk about, but not any immediate trades. Live room goes on for longer. Sometimes when there's lots going on, then we've got lots of trade setups and there's lots to talk about. Then there's, the live rooms are longer. But most of the time, we're either looking at nothing or we're looking at lots of setups that have all presented themselves and we have to get the orders in quickly, and then we just get through quite quickly. So this live room generally is about an hour and a half to 2 hours max, really. And that's quite long. That's me talking and waffling on. If it was me on my own and I wasn't running, I wasn't talking to you guys, this would be probably maximum 10 minutes work. 10 minutes, job done. So has anyone got any questions, or is anyone looking at any setups? Tier 1 guys, Stephen, Garrett, Chris, Tomislav, Paul, Eric, Duncan, David, Chris. You guys looking at any setups? Let us know. In Aussie CAD, JG, trend continuation, first chart. Oh yeah, no one's written anything else there. Pound Swiss looks like a good continuation trade short, says David O'Connor. Kamani says, question on Aussie CAD. What about the fact we've already come into a previous level of inside structure on the daily between 87.79 and 87.44? Hasn't the move already been made? No, the trend continuation move hasn't been made here because we've just put in a new low and we're just seeing a pullback. The move would have been made if we'd already tested this low again, but we haven't. We've just pulled straight back up following this deceleration here. Reversal, pulled up, and we haven't made that move again, no. And the world is the oyster for a continuation down, because if we go to the daily, if we go out to the daily time frame, you can see looking left, the next low, the next support level is really down here. Right now we're in the middle of this like fall zone. There's no support here whatsoever until we get down to this level here. So we've got a nice potential, nice run for profit as well. Really nice trend continuation in my humble opinion. But what do I know? What do I know? See dollar yen short entry now. Looking at a dollar yen short entry right now. I know there was a Aussie New Zealand reversal set up. Took this as part of the demonstration to the traders in the challenge. Run out, double topped, decelerated, moving averages start crossing. We had nice major resistance. We had the trend line broken. We had a doji, we had divergence, all of the stars aligned on this. This looks like a solid reversal. So it looks like it's setting up for a head and shoulders as well now. But the idea is we're going to push down on this one. Took that live inside the trader challenge if you guys want to see a bit more about that. You know a lot, says Chris. Can you look at euro dollar? Yep, we're going to look at euro dollar. We're going to look at pound dollar first, then euro dollar, then we'll take a quick coffee break, and then we'll come back and get through pound Aussie, pound yen, dollar yen, and New Zealand dollar. Excuse me. If you guys have got anything you want to talk about, let me know. Let me know. Steven says, high test yesterday on the euro dollar 1 day chart. Could be about to break down further. EMAs are fanning out. Yep, awesome. We'll take a look at the euro dollar after this one. So the pound dollar then held this support level. I'm just going to bring on a horizontal line. Okay, and yes, we've got nice movement to the downside. We have held support at this previous support level. Looking left, the most recent support levels down here, down at 1600s. So there's lots of room for movement, but at the moment, in terms of a trade entry, this is a little bit of a hold your horses moment, isn't it? Because I don't want to. We're seeing a lot of. If you want to be the absolute best trader that you can be and build the absolute best trade plan that you can possibly build, and constantly progress as a trader, what you need to do is to understand the market condition. Okay, so whether we're bullish or bearish, the market phase. So what phase in the runs or the pullbacks that we are, then you need to understand how to apply some indicators and some filters to that. And then you have to understand how to use price action patterns and candlestick patterns. And candlestick patterns are going to show you, based on the close and also the wick of the candlestick, is going to confirm a story to you of a lot of buying pressure, a loss of momentum. okay, a rejection. And when you can apply all of that to a trading decision, when the stars all align, you've got yourself an amazing trading setup where then all it's a case of doing is applying some very consistent rules to that so that you can take the same thing over and over and over again and then test it and make sure that it's profitable, and then you can go and have the confidence to trade that live. But it can also tell you what are the weaker setups and what are the the lower probability setups. And then guess what? When you've got like 4 or 5 setups in a row and you can't take one because you've got too much exposure or you've got correlation risk going on, then you can choose, right, this one's higher quality than this one, so I'll take that one instead of that one. Make sense? And it's really important that you've got something in place to be able to dynamically shift your, have a strategy for managing correlation as well. And taking those higher probability setups. So because we've held here, I don't really want to look to short this at the moment. Having said that, there could be a Gartley setup up here, which would then give you an aggressive sell limit. But if we do push up to there, that means that we're likely to reverse as well. So it doesn't mean that the pattern is less probable. In fact, the Gartley pattern, we're just looking for a certain ratio combination to be bet. And then we know that if we hit the 127 extension from A to B, there's a high probability that we're likely to see a little 382 rollover. Even if we continue up, we don't really care because we're just trying to catch that little move down. We're not pushing up at the moment. If you are looking to counter trend this is a retest here. You might be looking at buying this. I personally wouldn't. So 4-hour time frame, it's just going to be consolidation, as you can see, moving sideways. There was a pattern in here as well for you pattern traders. X, A, B, C, D. This is a bat pattern, so well done. That was a winner, straight up winner, pain free, rallied off of that 886 completion straight into target. So well done if you caught that. And then if you're still looking for patterns, you can find more in here. You could, there's loads of these patterns in here that you can find depending on your eye. You might have cipher patterns going on, and whatever patterns you might trade. This is where we find them. This is where we find the advanced patterns in these zones of consolidation. I'm sure you guys can see plenty of those in there. So if you're taking those, good luck. If you took the bat, well done. You hit targets. That was a nice profitable trade, that one, on the 4-hour time frame. So good job. I should have come here before. Too late. I like the way you explain things. It's not too late. It's never too late. Oh, I'm going to have to stay with my crap system now. Oh, never mind. Oh, well, I have to trade this rubbish system for the rest of my life now. It's never too late. Hello, Mr. Jason Graystone. Have channel on Telegram? I don't know. I don't talk to anyone on social media. So if anyone's contacting you or talking to you or saying, how are you, on instant messaging or Facebook Messenger, WhatsApp, Telegram, Discord, whatever it might be, it's not me. You are being scammed. They are trying to get you to invest money into some kind of platform where they're going to steal your money and you're never going to hear from them again. Okay? And some of them are going to the extremes of buying followers so that they mimic my account, so it looks very feasible, it looks very realistic, and some of them have got bloody good copies of my account, but it's not me. It's not me. And some of them are even getting you to invest money, giving you a little payout, then getting you to invest more, and then you never see them again. So, look, be very careful. You've got to be very stupid to hand over money to someone, okay, on the internet. So I know it's hard to hear for some people, but you are absolutely very, 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 very stupid and naive if you're going to hand your money over to someone on the internet who says they're going to make you a large return. And let it be a lesson for you to go, wow, that's amazing. I've now learnt from that. I'm not going to do that again. Now I'm going to save money and make money. Don't do it again. That would be my advice. I'm a bit harsh and a bit sharp on that subject because I get daily messages literally now I get hundreds a day. And it's a little bit tiring. So if you do see any of those accounts that aren't mine, aren't the one you've been following for a long period of time, report them. Don't worry about telling me about it. Just report them. Good morning. Pound Swiss looks like a good continuation short. Why did you and Akil separate as a team? We haven't. We run tier 1 trading. We run the trader coffee break as well every week. In fact, I'm streaming this. I only stream this into tier 1 trading. Every now and then I stream out to YouTube, but no. Me, Akil, Darren, Charles, still tier 1 trading. I reported 3 fake accounts of you in a week on IG. I thought you weren't allowed to wear a hat. Yeah, allowed to wear a hat now. I'm allowed to wear a hat now. I don't know why I'm wearing a hat, but... Sorry, did not know. No worries. Maybe it looks like we're not a team anymore. Haven't been given as much love, perhaps. We've been not running the trader coffee break, which hasn't helped, because there was an issue with Zoom. It wouldn't allow me to connect. It kept saying the meeting ID was invalid between me and Akil. Hoping we can get that fixed tomorrow so we can run a session, because we love doing that channel. But yeah, if you want to come in every day and get into our platform and, you know, see what we do inside tier 1 trading, you can absolutely get involved. I can show you the tier 1 trading platform. For you guys that are interested to know what it's all about. This is it here. So you get access to, by the way, we offer a 14-day trial, which is no contract, nothing. You don't get, there's no automated billing or anything like that. You literally just come in for 2 weeks and see what it's all about. And in the 2 weeks, you get access to programs, tools, proprietary software. You get access to our indicators and things like that. Also the network of traders, phenomenal traders. And you come in and you can have a mooch around, come into the live trading rooms with me and Akil for 2 weeks running, both of them, and see if you like it or not. You know, there's really no risk in the deal there. And I'll give you guys a little indication of what that looks like inside. Let's take a little look inside. Here we go. So we have our traders inside the platform, always inside the platform, sharing trade setups, helping each other with their trades, the peer group here, our regular traders, always in there as well. We then do regular Q&A sessions every single Monday, hour long, going through specific trading topics and questions that come up. We do accountability sessions every Friday. Our trading courses are here. So you can see we've got all the way from basic right up to day trading and trading business. We have business programs on how to build your own trading business, mindset, mastery, all the strategies and everything. Live Q&A sessions in the live trading rooms. We've also got all the tools that you can have access to. 90-day planner to make sure that you make your way through the program efficiently. We've got groups, video updates, podcasts, all the usual stuff, but it's absolutely phenomenal platform. The best trading education platform in the world as far as I'm aware. And if you know any better, if you've seen any better, please let us know. Please let us know. But we built this in a way that underpins all of the common 6 issues that traders face, struggling traders, so that we can provide all of the underpinning to those and people succeed. So that's it. Pretty cool. If you want to go and check it out, it's tier1trading.com. Come in. 2 weeks. Nothing to lose. Costs $1. And the reason we charge $1 is because it just filters out all the time wasters and the haters. Have you started 30-day business challenge? No, that starts at the end of July. And once it's the 30-day biz challenge starts at the end of July. Okay, so don't worry, you won't miss out on that. You'll see that. What are those 6 issues? The main 6 issues are basically direction and learning too much and not knowing enough. So it's a knowledge issue. Accountability issue, which is community, peer group, making sure that you've got coaches, looking on top of what you're doing. The other issue is the information in a course. So the actual strategy, that is the problem. They chase strategies and don't quite understand why they're chasing a strategy. It's just usually because they're in a drawdown. And then there's risk management, money management, and then there's account funding. So all of those things are underpinned inside Tier 1. US dollar. Is a 26.18 still valid for you? What are we looking at, Brad? I highly recommend your Always Free podcast too. Thank you, David. That has 1.7 million downloads now, which I'm absolutely amazed by. And that'll be back this week as well for you regular listeners. Okay, so pound dollar, we're not really looking at anything, right? Other than the pattern setups. Pound, how are these things going? This is pushing down to targets nicely now, so hopefully that continues down. Aussie CAD doing the same. Amazing. Perfect. Let's take a look at the euro, and then we'll grab a quick coffee break. All right? So let's go to the daily. Same situation as the pound. We've got this kind of descending triangle compression channel type thing. We haven't broke to the downside here. This is the subtle difference. We've actually tested support once, twice, 3 times. Do I want to trade this down? No, I don't trade this particular breakout setup on the daily down. If we do break down on the daily and we close below these previous lows here, then absolutely we could start looking for a trend to the downside. But at the moment, we're still holding these lows. We've tested once, we've tested twice, we've tested 3 times. Consolidation is likely, and consolidation patterns are probably the most prolific thing you're going to find in terms of a trade setup in here. So whether you trade bats or Gartleys or sharks or crabs or whatever those kind of things are, you're going to see lots of those in this area. And the most kind of obvious one, I'm not going to share them all, but I'll just share one that I can see right here in the form of XAB. I thought this was a butterfly, but it's not. So we haven't hit the 786 on the B leg. So it's not. There's not even one there. I'll share one. I'll share another one with you just so you don't think I'm a cop out. Oh, this isn't one either. I thought that was a bat. It's not a bat. All right. There's no patterns here yet. All right. No patterns here yet, but you get the point. You get the point. However, Stephen earlier said high test on euro dollar 1 daily could be about to break down further. So looking at a swing trading perspective, yes, you might be looking at this as a short opportunity. My problem with it is we've hit support so many times. This is the daily time frame. Okay. Even when you look at the trend line here, you can see we tested. Let's just bring on our downward arrow. We tested once, twice, 3, 4, 1.5, this would have been the move here that I would have liked to get in with for a move down. Okay, so the actual continuation would have already been made. So I'm not looking at this as a high probability short at the moment. I'm on a hold your horses phase where I just want to, okay, back off a little bit. This has now gone to my lower quality setups, and I'll look at more high quality setups such as Aussie dollar, Aussie CAD, these ones that are really, rolling over, likely to roll over. And then I'll come back to the euro dollar if it does show me some signs of high probability. And the New Zealand dollar, again, this is a reversal setup. And there was another one that I took as an example for you guys here, which we might talk about, the deceleration. This is not a pair that I recommend anyone trades. It's a more exotic pair, the South African Rand against the US dollar. But there was a nice hold, resistance, 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 MACD divergence between the highs. We had RSI divergence between the highs. We had beautiful deceleration in terms of price action patterns. We had rejection candles and selling pressure in terms of candlestick patterns. We then had confirmation of a doji, and then we started to see some bearish movement here. So beautiful little setup. Yeah, but I don't recommend you trade this. This was purely for a example that I gave to some of my members in my in the platform. So don't, I wouldn't recommend anyone trades exotic pairs unless you're very, very experienced and you have a lot of focus and time to be able to commit to testing those strategies and trading those pairs. Pound Aussie consolidation. We've been moving sideways for quite a while. I don't think I want to get onto this until we've had a little coffee refill. I feel like I need a little but we'll come on to this. If you've got any questions in the break, please feel free to fire them in. If you're enjoying these live streams, let me know. And if you're getting value from them, let me know, so we know whether or not to continue them. Obviously, the tier 1 guys, you get this every single day. I'm going to put 13 minutes on the clock, and we are going to come back at 26 past 8. 26 past 8. Any questions in the break, fire away, and I'll see you in 13 minutes.
That I own and know I'm letting go. I'm breaking these walls down, breaking these walls down. If you want adventure, then fly to home. But if you want to travel, then go alone. Yeah, what's the point in us if I never know? Yeah, if you're gonna leave, I'ma let you go. I'm tired of the pain. I fell where my demons dwell. My own little nightmare, I call it hell. Oh well, it's time to get back up. Climbing and climbing, I'm done with this ride. is what I tell myself, so I could feel something else. Yeah, I guess I had my bad days, but it doesn't mean I lost myself. Darling, where were you when my heart was on the ground? I thought time would prove that you would stick around. I guess time stood still, a king without his crown. Now I'm breaking and you're faking, girl. You never made a sound. I'm tired of the pain. Go away. I'm tearing yesterday. Father. I'm a stone cold killer, I'm a billionaire. I got my own gold digger. If I wasn't this way, I'd rather die. Did it die, yeah. Did it die. Did it die. I'm a stone cold killer, I'm a billionaire. I got my own gold digger. If I wasn't this way, I'd rather die. Did it die. Wait. Did it die. Wait. Did it die.
Whatever you want, I'll be whatever you want. Just tell me you love me or not, whatever it costs. I know I'm talking a lot, there's something I gotta get off. Don't wanna be this no more, I don't wanna drink no more. Always gotta do the most, thinking that I'm insecure. Really should've listened more, but I don't of course. I'm an asshole, I'm a good guy, I'm your best friend, I'm the worst type. Tell you everything that you heard right, just so I can fuck on the first night. Feel like I'm losing hope, running from coast to coast. I don't know where to go, this all I've ever known.
I'm a stone cold killer, I'm a billionaire. I got my own gold digger. If I wasn't this way, I'd rather die.
No.
Did it die.
Wait.
Did it die.
Wait.
Did it die. I'm a stone cold killer, I'm a billionaire. I got my own gold digger. If I wasn't this way, I'd rather die.
Won't die.
Did it die.
Wait.
Did it die.
Wait.
Did it die.
My aunt think I'm perfect, I know I'm not. My mama be worried, I told her stop. They know I did drugs and think that I'm off. Little do they know I never could stop. My manager hate when I'm pulling up late. Back on my bullshit, she think it's a phase. I got relations I gotta maintain. I'm two different people, my side and my main. Yeah, I'm sober, I'm an addict. I'm a low life, I got habits, but I refuse to be average. Really so tired of acting. Don't know what I miss no more. Too bad you don't hit me more. I'm bad when I get too bored. Careful what you wishing for.
I'm a stone cold killer, I'm a billionaire. I got my own gold digger. If I wasn't this way, I'd rather die.
No.
Did it die.
Wait.
Did it die.
Wait.
Did it die. I'm a stone cold killer, I'm a billionaire. I got my own gold digger. If I wasn't this way, I'd rather die.
Won't die.
Did it die.
Wait.
Did it die.
Wait.
Did it die.
I'm a stone cold killer, I'm a billionaire. I got my own gold digger. If I wasn't this way, I'd rather die.
When it hurts like this,
All right, guys, welcome back to the live trading session. Looks like you guys are enjoying it so far. Duncan says, C-leg on the euro dollar just completed for a deep bear Gartley pattern on the 1 hour, X at 10488. Entry is at the X leg. Yeah, awesome. So that's we like deep Gartley patterns because of the reward to risk. So good luck if you're involved with a Gartley. Gary says, Robert says, pound Aussie clean enough structure, not clean enough structure wise. I agree. Great live stream and great value. Thanks, everything has been great. Good value. Came for the Forex, stayed for the tune. Pairs are good for... Which pairs are good for trend trading? Brad says, I do not listen to him. Do not listen to him. I don't know. Do not listen to me? I don't know. Amanda says, hi Jason, most sincere thanks for what you do. May I request your insight into the dynamics of the U-shaped formation, such as currently on the dollar Swiss? Yeah, give us a time frame. Give us a bit more detail on what you're looking at there on the dollar Swiss, and I'll happily take a look for you guys. This I trade one setup on 3 pairs. I'd recommend that that approach. One setup on 3 pairs. Yeah, it depends. It depends on you. Like, I know people that trade multiple strategies on very few markets, and I know people that trade one strategy on multiple markets. And you need to find the sweet spot. It's going to depend on you, really. What I would say is it's good to have diversification and a tool for every situation, because there's going to be times where you're looking for just trend trades and we're in a long consolidation period. There's going to be times where you're looking for consolidation setups but we're in a trend, and there's going to be times where the trend ends and you look for reversals. So I'd always have a reversal and a trend setup and a ranging market setup. Always have I personally like to have a strategy for all situations, just so I'm diversified and protected. Like, that's an income risk, right? Let's just say that I lost my marbles and I was in a coma for 2 years, and then I come out of the coma and the world's changed and I want to go back to trading, and I've still got some capital and I want to put into my trading because I know that I can trade and I don't have to worry about building businesses and picking up income streams. I want to be able to pick that up straight away. And by having a strategy that allows me to attack different situations gives me a higher probability of being able to generate an income from whatever market condition we're in using the same skills. So it's more of a risk protection thing, an income protection thing for me. If you just look for trend setups, I come out of the coma and we're in a consolidating market for a year and I've got no setups. Make sense? And I use coma as an extreme example, and I'm not, I like to use extreme examples just to get a point across. Yeah, this U-shape is what we call this is what I just call a ranging market. We're just ranging sideways, going from a respected resistance level to a respected support level. And this is nothing other than a ranging market. I wouldn't call this a double top or anything like that, because it's not. It is just a resistance level held, then we held a support level, then resistance level held, then we held a support level, and it's called structure consolidation. It's called a range, and it's nothing other than that, other than a clear range, in my opinion. So it's not a strategy. The only thing I would use is strategies to buy the low and sell the high, reversal setups. So yeah, don't really have too much else to say about it. Nice pattern, like nice setup for, if we pushed up to this high, best believe I'll be looking for a short. But this in itself is not a strategy. I wouldn't be able to trade that in itself. So yeah. For some reason, I cannot trade ratio patterns. My setup, I know inside out. I can bear the drawdown, as I know I'll recover. So what's the problem then, Mohit? What is the problem you're struggling with then? Or more likely, more to the point, I should say, what do you find yourself doing that makes you say that you can't trade patterns? It's normally a result that's the problem, not a actual thought process. All right, let's look at pound. I'm going to flick through pound Aussie, all right, guys, because this is just a choppy indecision market. Remember I said you want to look for trend markets and reversals and ranging? This is a choppy, indecisive market, which I don't want to be involved with, particularly with the size of the average true range on this pair. If we just bring on a ruler here and just measure this little consolidation zone here, that's 170 pips nearly. All right, just that little zone there is 170 pips. I don't want to just take a shot at this in some low-quality, choppy indecision just to lose 170 pips because it spiked against me. That's not wise. So going down on the time frames, looking at potential consolidation setups, meh, nothing there. 60-minute, nah. I don't trade ciphers on this pair, so I'm not interested in that. You could have a cipher here, though, for you cipher pattern traders. Cipher was a pattern discovered by Darren Oglesby, my trading partner. They built a tool on TradingView for it, but it's actually not even valid. So there's not even a cipher pattern on here. So yeah, not looking at anything. Very, very quick skim over the pound Aussie. I'm not interested at all. So it just goes to show how different the approach is, and also how it's okay to not have a setup on every pair. You know, it's okay to just go, well, nothing on that, let's move on, and look for high probability setups like this. Look, this is almost hit targets now. Aussie dollar, we're $80 in the profit there. Nearly hit targets on that one. Pound dollar not moving because we said there's not likely to be anything happening there. Euro dollar still testing that support level. So it shows you the difference, right? Pound Aussie, not interested. Pound yen, let's take a look at pound yen. Anyone got anything on pound yen? Pound yen doesn't move how you want it all the time. And again, it's a big ATR pair. So you want to be mindful of that when it comes down to your correlation risk management, money management. You want to be mindful of that. Mohit, are you going to share with us why you can't trade your ratio patterns? No? Anyone got any setups that they want to share? I've got 3 pairs left. Pound yen, dollar yen, New Zealand dollar. Someone wanted to look at Euro yen. I need to put this chat somewhere else. Let's put the chat. Where can we put the chat? I just need to move it up a little bit, that's all. The wait's too long. I don't know. My personality. I need price action. Yeah, I would... Before, like, there's nothing necessarily wrong with looking for more activity, but before you seek that, I would urge you to really go on a deep dive discovery on why you think you might need more activity. And ask yourself that question lots of times. And when you answer the question, so why do I need more activity in my trading? Answer it. When you've written that answer, then ask yourself why to that answer. And do that why 3 times, or 3 whys. Very, very powerful exercise. It's been used in my life to really ground me and reset my thinking and change strategies and stop chasing certain things in my life. And it's very, very powerful. So I recommend you check it out. You know, you want to, before you go and find more activity, which is nothing wrong with, I've just explained to you guys that I have a ranging setup, trend setup, reversal setup because of that. Because I want activity diversified, but that might not be the case for you. And before you go and chase that, make sure that you're not chasing it for the wrong reason. Deal with the actual core problem first. And a great way to find that core problem is to, or the core driver, not necessarily a problem, the core driver behind it is to ask yourself that question and then ask why, ask why, ask why. And that's a great exercise to do for anything in life. You know, why do I want this new handbag so badly? Why? Answer the question. Why to that question? Why to that answer? Why to that answer? You'll find that you come out of that with some serious, humbling, groundbreaking self-discovery. And the answer is usually very, very true. Uncomfortably true. I'm new to Forex trading. Where do I start from? You can check out the videos on this channel. Go to Trader Coffee Break channel as well. Check that out. Or go over to Tier 1 Trading and do a little 14-day, 2 weeks inside our platform. I'm sure you will love it. Sure you'll love it. We've not had a single negative review of the platform in the time we've been running. Which says quite a lot about you know, that's pretty good. That's pretty good in today's day and age. Morning, Bartoni. I see RSI, MACD. What's the third one you're using? I just have these. I don't use these for all of my trading. I just have them on as references. This one is an ATR, average true range. This one is the MACD, which is the standard settings. And this one is the 14 period RSI. All right. I can hear a funny noise. Don't know what that is. I got a message in the break about the Harley Davidson. It's very nice. Thank you very much. Picked a great couple of weeks to get it as well. It's going to be beautiful weather. I'm going down for a little ride later on as well. Harley Davidson Sportster. Yeah. 2022. Brand new. Beautiful. I'm not a Harley Davidson fan, I must say, but this was the this is one that I really love. It's a new model. They only brought it out last year, and it's called the Harley Davidson Sportster S 2022 model. Absolutely incredible looking bike. Amazing to ride. I love it. Love it. Yeah. Looks like something out of GTA or something, or like a zombie movie, you know, where they're racing through the city or something. It's such a fantastic bike. Sons of Anarchy. No, I haven't actually. Haven't. But yeah, awesome. Awesome. All right. Pound yen. Anyone got anything? We're slowing up a little bit now, aren't we? We had lots to talk about at the beginning. Trade setups have played out though. So about $100 in profit here now. It's good for you guys to see this as well, the whole process, right? Not a lot of trading educators or traders out there do this. They'll just show you all of the winning trades, right? I'm talking about, I'm being extra vulnerable about my analysis, laying my cards on the line, you know, putting my money where my mouth is and saying, look, this is what I'm looking at. This is what I think is going to happen. Because if I do that, you guys can just watch along and see that, yes, there's some winners, some losers, but I'm right more than I'm wrong, and the prediction's right more than it's wrong, and I'm able to be disciplined and consistent, and the analysis is the same, and that's the most important thing. And over time, we make a load of money, which is obviously a bonus. So it's good for you guys to witness that. Really good. Here we go. I mean, you can't hide this, right? There's no editing, magic trickery, videography, anything that can hide the fact that we have just analyzed this market this morning, said that there's a high probability we're going to push down, shown where we're going to get in, where our stop loss is going to go, what's likely to happen next, and where we're going to get profits. And then it plays out in front of you. There's nothing more refreshing as a new trader in the world of the internet full of absolute bullshitters. Excuse my French. Okay. Absolute joke of educators, meme educators, right? With gleaming white teeth and, you know, absolute fakeness. There's nothing more refreshing to sit here with a coffee and just go through the markets realistically and help you guys build a positive trading plan. And that is my only motivation. That's my only motivation. I don't care if you come to tier 1. I don't care if you come and, you know, join my Tears of Freedom program or whatever you want to do. My programs are there and my services are there to help anyone who wants to take it further. You can go and you can watch all of these videos. You can go and listen to my podcast, go and subscribe to my newsletter. Your life and your financial situation will be 100 times better, I promise you, if you implement what I teach in those for absolutely free of charge, nothing. If you do want to come and work with us, we've built and taken the time to build a very structured and valuable service that works, and that's there for you to take your trading to a professional level. But my motivation is just for you to not lose money. That's it. I want to go to bed and look my kids in the eye, and they look at me and think, Dad, you are absolutely, full of integrity. I see you do this every day. You talk exactly to your community about what you do in your personal life and exactly what we've seen you do growing up. And I can look them in the eye with an honest income and say, yeah, that's it. Right? You don't see them on camera. I don't get them. I don't exploit my kids and say, oh, a 7-year-old could do this. Look at my son, 7-year-old. He can click buttons and do this. If he can do it, anyone can do it. No, I wouldn't be able to sleep at night if that was me. Your French has been excused. Coffee. Nice. I don't have kids, but that was powerful. Yeah, that's the driver, really. When you look at them and you want to feel like you're doing something good in the world, you can't be scamming people and doing all that crap. You really can't. I don't know how people look their kids in the eyes. I'm literally in Paris, and excuse your French. Is Forex traded only with systematic indicator trading and price action, or development news between the two countries? Basically, I want to know the effects of Forex pair. You can, if you're going to just use news to trade Forex, you're probably going to go broke. There's not many people that do that. And even on the best prop firms that I know of, even their top analysts and their squawkers and their fundamental news analysts will tell you that. They'll say, if you just try and use fundamentals, you'll go broke. You'll blow up your account. The way it usually works is they have technical analysts as traders, and then they're supported by a fundamental analyst to say, this news is coming out, it's looking bearish, bullish, whatever it might be. So that the then technical traders who are using systems based on historical data, okay, not erratic emotions like news, historical data, to then make a decision. And then when the fundamental analyst goes, this is looking bearish, if that plays in line with their technical analysis, then great, they could use that, right? Or they might stay out of a trade. The reason it's so hard to trade off of news, okay, is because you are dealing with a market participant's reaction to the news. And that is impossible. Let me give you an example of where this is really relevant right now. COVID comes out, the markets all move a certain way because everyone's reaction is a certain way, okay? 2 years pass, everyone's bored of vaccines, mask wearing, all of that stuff. They start talking about another lockdown. Do you think people care as much? No. People are not going to listen as much? No. No one's listening anymore. I just got to the airport last week. No one's wearing masks. No one's wearing anything. Get on the plane. You have to wear a mask on the plane. No one's wearing masks on the plane. No one's listening anymore, right? So do you think that a market reaction might be slightly different to the same news release in that 2-year period? First, we're going into lockdown. The shops are going to close. You can't have all this. You've got to wear masks, blah, blah, blah. Market moves. 2 years later, we're going into lockdown. No. Nope. Not going into lockdown. Not locking me down. Nothing's going to change in my life. Nothing's been affected over the last 2 years. I'm not going to do that again. Right? Make sense? So if you're trying to guess how people are going to react to news, you're going to not have a consistent plan. Right? Okay. Anyway, bit of a tangent there. Let's wrap up on the pound yen. Again, ranging market. We're in the middle of nowhere, not trending. We're in a range. Is there any setups at the moment? I'd like to short at the top here. We're not there. We're in the middle. We're not at the bottom. We're neither up nor down. We're in the middle. No setups here. The only thing that could potentially be a setup is a pattern trade, a ratio pattern. There's not going to be anything there for me because they're going to be too big. 60-minute time frame. Nah. Nothing there either. All right. So pound Aussie, pound yen, usually you know, if we're in consolidate, if we're in a range, we've either got setups or we haven't. There's no in between. And right now, there's no in between. Meraki Explorers says, first time here and already love the content. Subbed. Any advice on hesitance? Been doing paper trading for a year with fantastic results, but for some reason scared to pull the trigger. Check out my... I've got a playlist on this channel, Meraki Explorers, called The 10 Common Trader Problems, and one of them is pulling the trigger. I think it's number 6, pulling the trigger. It's about a 60 second to 2 minute video on pulling the trigger. Go and check it out. Go and check it out. And thanks for subscribing, by the way. Amazing. I'm glad you like it. Do you know Dora, by the way? We broke structure on the hourly £4 yen. How are we not in a bearish trend? Let me explain my thought process here. Let's go out to the daily, which I use as my higher time frame. Let's remove these drawings. Let's go to the setup. Would you say this is a bullish or bearish trend, guys? Bullish or bearish? Let me know. Bullish or bearish? Anyone? Bullish. Right. We're in a bullish trend, but we're at a hold. So it's a little bit like the Aussie-New Zealand trade. The Aussie-New Zealand trade that's on a reversal. We could see a reversal here, but we're definitely not in a bearish trend. Okay? Definitely not in a bearish trend. We're in a bullish trend. Might be at a reversal, and if we draw on our horizontal line, you can see that we've tested again. If we scroll out and go out to the weekly time frame, you might find that that's a high, a well-respected level of structure, and we've failed to put in a new high, and we're starting to move sideways a little bit, but we're definitely not in a bearish trend. So when we go down to the 4-hour time frame, we're still not in a bearish trend. We're just moving sideways. There's no bearish trend about this. You want to, if you think this is a bearish trend, what I would advise is you want to make sure that you practice identifying the market phases, okay? Because to confirm a bearish trend, we need 3-point move, which would be a initial low, an outside return or a pullback, and then a new structure low. We have not had the new structure low. All we've had since the high is an initial low, okay, a pullback, and we have not had the 3-point move. We have not had the new structure low. In order to get a new structure low, we'd need to break and close below this low here. All right, make sense? So if you're looking for bearish trend setups, a little bit too aggressive in my personal trading plan opinion. Everyone, look, 100% of people have said bullish. So just be careful. Make sure you're looking for those higher probability setups. Meraki says, thank you so much. No worries. Let us know how you get on. I love to keep up to date with everyone's trading progress. I know we've got a fantastic peer group inside Tier 1, and we've got the Trader Challenge peer group, which is phenomenal as well. But I love to keep up to date with everyone's progress. It's a lonely journey. You need to be verbal, you need to be vocal, you need to stay connected to the community, because if you're not, sometimes you can start going down a bit of a rabbit hole, or going into something that everyone else knows doesn't work because they've tried it, and instead of asking, you go and spend all that time and money, wasting that time and money, finding out it doesn't work as well. And you want to shave off those rabbit holes so that you can get quick as the crow flies to the result. And the more attention you can pay to what doesn't work, the more of those rabbit holes you're going to shave off and the quicker you're going to get to the result. Don't always try and find what works, find what doesn't work so that you can just not do that. Because you're going to go on a journey of trying to make something work anyway. So ask what doesn't work, and then that'll get you quicker to what does. I've always been the person throughout business, throughout my whole career and business, and since I was about 21. In fact, before that, at college, I was doing it, right? Always the annoying kid, the annoying person at the front. I always sit at the front, always right up the front of the class, always asking, why didn't you do that? Why don't you do it like that instead? Why doesn't that work? Why did you stop doing that? You know, what did you find? Did you make any mistakes? Did you do this wrong? What happened when it went wrong? And if you take in and absorb those answers, you find that you get results a lot quicker. A lot quicker. For me, anyway. Can you help me pass my funding challenge? Oh, what a tragic comment. I mean, that just sums it up, doesn't it? Why are you taking a funding challenge if you're not ready to take a funding challenge? That is just desperation and luck. And even if you get through, then what? What if you get through? What if you luckily get through the challenge? Then what? You're going to throw more money at it and luck. You're just gambling. And don't take that the wrong way, Animesh. I mean it for... Yeah, I'm 100% trying to help. But that comment, can you help me pass my funding challenge? That's like, at school, can you do my homework? Getting someone else to do your homework. Like, what good's that? Because the whole point of a funding challenge is you get access to more capital, isn't it? And it's like your house is on fire and you're going to put more fuel on the fire to burn it quicker. How do you develop a consistent positive system to trade, or you trade by discretion? Don't trade by discretion with basic rules. Do it the other way. Have solid rules and then add discretion. That's the biggest problem. A lot of people say, they try and be discretionary and then build a few rules around it. And then they go, I'm not allowed to take that. It's not in my plan. But really what they're trading is heavily based on discretion with a couple of rules thrown in. Flip it round. Heavy on the rules, board game set of instructions, build a book. Literally a book. Right? Literally a book, and have those rules and then add discretion in. Qualitative, preferred analysis, and build that in once you're able to do that. Flip it round. Best thing you can do. Absolute best thing you can do. All right. So have a journal, have checklists, have a means of being heavy rule based, and then the rest, and then add discretion as time goes on, as you gain experience in the markets. Jason, when you say listen, be who you want to be, does that mean you should not listen to other people's opinions and advice? Absolutely, you should have an open mind and take people's views and opinions, but the being who you want to be is about taking those opinions, okay, and synthesizing those opinions to align them with what you truly believe, so that you can take actions based on what you want to do. Okay, so I'll give you an example. Someone, there's some big influence out there like Gary Vee, and there's a big influencers like Grant Cardone, okay, both into building businesses, both into selling products, and both into building empires. Gary Vee is telling you to give everything away for free and hustle, 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 and sell on eBay and work every hour God sends and blah, 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 and give everything away for free and then you earn your money. Grant Cardone is saying sell, 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 make a sale, make a sale, make a sale, make a sale, charge a lot, right? Two different people, very successful people, telling you a different message. The key is having the ability to take both of those and then ask yourself a series of questions on what's good about that, what's good about that, what are the cons and pros of those, benefits and drawbacks, and what suits my values and where I want to go in life and what I want to do and what I believe in. Because otherwise you get these kids running around trying to make sales or hustle when that's not in their blood. Or you get these people and then they start putting themselves down and beating themselves up because they're not what they think they should be. Okay, so any moment you think that you should be doing something, it means that you aren't being who you want to be. You are living because someone else has told you you should do something. So it's not about not listening to opinions and views, but it's allowing it not to get into your head and direct your life without you synthesizing and forming your own opinion and your own belief that aligns with your values and where you want to go in life. Honest question, with a board game approach, you could automate your trading, yet you don't. Yes, you can. You can automate your trades, yeah. Yeah, we do. I've got systems that automate my trades, but you still want to micromanage those because you never just want to press play and never, not have to look at it. And you certainly want to do all of the testing and forward testing manually. Because if you do it and program it and then you run a back test, you're still not going to believe it works. You just won't have it. To my previous question, I asked on the price of a Forex pair is affected. So is it through traders or are there any other factors? I'd ask how the price of Forex pair is affected. The price of a Forex pair is a dynamic, continuous flow of buyers and sellers in the market buying and selling currency from each other. That's it. That's why the market goes up and goes down. And when there's a demand for more of one over the other, lots of people can get excited, and when a flood of people come into the market to all place buy on a certain currency, you will often see an accelerated move to the upside of that currency, until the point where the sellers start coming in because they either want to sell it at a profit or it becomes undervalued, or they've got an opinion that their money's better placed elsewhere. There's all different reasons, but the fundamental reason that a Forex pair is affected in price, and the price of it is affected, is through a continuous dynamic flow of orders coming from market participants. And that's happening all day, every day, 5 days a week, 365 days a year. Or 240 days a year, whatever it is. What is happening to all the pairs? There's no fundamentals or news. Again, what I just said. How's the new Harley? Yeah, beautiful, Chris. Just spoke about it, actually. Beautiful. Beautiful. Cool. So dollar yen then. Seeing a push up here. We have dollar yen doesn't trend like other pairs. It doesn't trend like other pairs, meaning you don't get the nice ebbs and flows that you do on some of the other pairs. And right now we've seen some resistance don't let that fool you as a reversal on the dollar yen, though, because whenever you see resistance on the dollar yen, what usually happens is we see a couple of tests of that resistance level, and then we see a break to the upside. It doesn't actually reverse. So this pair is great for compression channels, wedges, ascending and descending channels, flag patterns. Really, really good pair for that. Great for directional, but you have to be very aggressive to trade this pair. Meaning you can't wait. You can't be too conservative waiting for too many entry criterias to set up. You have to develop a system that's quite aggressive to catch the moves, which has taken me a long time to get this. It's taken me a long time to get this right. Krishna says, all right, got it. So how is the price being consistently stable and not like Bitcoin? Because there's the main reason that the behavior is different between these Forex pairs and crypto, any crypto, not just Bitcoin, is because of the purpose and the use and the utility. Okay. These currencies have been around for many, many years, and they're being used as currency. They're being used to buy things. They're being used to transact with other currencies for the means of currency and fair exchange. Okay? Bitcoin is being used as a hype-driven speculation investment vehicle. Okay? It's not being used as a currency. So it's about someone in the news going, crypto's the next big thing, and everyone buying crypto. And then an influencer going, this crypto's amazing, and everyone jumping on that. Very volatile because of that. And what did I say? When a group of people feel like the need to get in on a trade, that's when you see the volatility. That's when you see the accelerations in the runs. Make sense? And the same for the downside. When people start selling because of fear, and they keep selling, and then they tell their mate they're selling, and then they tell their mates they're selling, and then they tell their whole workplace they're selling, and then Michael Saylor says he's selling, and Elon Musk says he's selling, everyone starts selling off their position. Crash. Right? Now, in Forex and in currencies, it doesn't mean that you don't have that volatility. You can have a lot of volatility in here. But because it's being used as a currency, it's fluctuating and it's not accelerating. Make sense? You can still have a ton. There's $5.3 trillion of movement in the Forex market every day. It's actually about 5.6 trillion. But now, that doesn't mean that there's less volatility, but it means that it's more controlled because it's being used for it's got a real utility. There was a time when you said the world's moving towards one. Does that mean currency does? Yeah, I believe that eventually we'll end up with I mean, not in our lifetime. I don't think it'll be in my lifetime. But one currency, yeah. I think we're moving towards one of everything. At one with the universe, right? One energy source. One shop. One connection platform. One currency. Right? One infrastructure. Blockchain. One entertainment channel. Right? But I also believe that we always overshoot too far one way and then we seek the other way. So we'll fire too far beyond one and people will seek more than one. And people will start forming their own currencies again. One vaccine. One digital chip. One program to control the human population. All right, so dollar yen, the only thing I would look at here is potentially a breakout. I wouldn't be looking at a reversal. One species. Yeah. Trying to kill everything off, what aren't we? Kill everything off. Stupid humans. Stupid humans. Haven't got any trade setups on the dollar yen. New Zealand dollar, we are pushing, this is what we call a triangle pattern. Okay, so if you follow triangle patterns, you'll know that this is typically breaks to the downside. Okay, we've got a triangle set up here. Typically breaks to the downside. We might see that today. We might see that play out today. And knowing the difference between this setup and a support setup is going to be the difference between high probability, low probability setups again. Because this one, you might think, okay, we tested once, tested twice, we've tested 3 times. Actually, 3 times, that means that there's going to be a high probability that we're going to hold. Well, there might be, but it's not likely. The odds are in the favor of a break to the downside just by knowing this pattern setup. Okay? And it's the same difference between a double bottom and a triple test. I got asked a question the other day if a triple test is higher probability than a double bottom. And yes, it can be, but you have to have the discretion and the knowledge to understand the price patterns to know what's high probability and low probability. So a double bottom, is the definition of a double bottom is basically a double test of a support level. Okay. Now, if the triple test is like this, so we continue up and then we test it again, does anyone know what the probability is likely to happen next on this? I can tell you now that it's what we call a flag. It sets up for a flag, which typically breaks to the downside. This is a bearish flag. Okay. Now, the difference between that and what I would call a high probability triple test is if we break and close above and violate this retracement, then push down, okay, like this, whoops, like this, then that has a higher probability of pushing up. Does that make sense? So just by knowing the subtle difference in that pattern there will give me an indication of what the higher probability next move is. So a triple test isn't always a higher probability buying opportunity. It depends how it plays out. Same goes for this. This triple bottom here is what we call a descending triangle, and this typically breaks to the downside. Is that helpful? That's why you want to learn price action patterns. One of the 6 important fundamentals of learning to build a trading system, profitable trading system, price patterns. So for that reason, I'm not trading the breakout on this because that isn't part of my trade plan. I can drop down to other trading timeframes and see what I can see down here. We've got a break and close below on the 4 hour. Okay, but it's just broken close below. And where would your stop go if you're looking to short it? Not great, is it? And on a 60-minute time frame, you might look at an advanced pattern or something like that, because you don't want to short this now. The move's made. Like we're almost at the low. So if you see this happen and then you think I've got to get in and catch some of this, you're in too late. You're going to get shaken out of the trade when it reverses against you, and you're going to get stopped out. Or you're going to keep moving your stop, hoping that, oh, okay, well, it will go in a minute. It's got to go down in a minute, and it never does. Have a great day, everyone. I'm off. Thanks, as always, Jason. No worries, Bartoni. Thanks for joining us this morning. Hope you enjoyed it. What indicators, top and bottom, are on your charts, please? I have these for reference. This is the RSI. I like to know what the RSI is doing, relative strength index at all times. MACD. I use this in my swing trading, and the ATR just shows me the average true range of a pair. I like to have that on for reference as well. Again, I'm not trading directly off of any of these. Remember, market condition, market phase, indicators, support and resistance, price action patterns, candlestick patterns. You're on all of that stuff. And then you combine it all to form a solid, profitable, scalable trading system, trading plan. Exactly what we just did on the 30-day trader challenge. Amazing. All right, so that really sums it up. We've been going for almost 2 hours. We got a trade on the Aussie CAD, Aussie dollar, nothing much else. Few movements that are playing out now that could then make us adapt our analysis and change our decision and start looking for new setups. And it looks like we're getting a bit of movement at the moment. So this afternoon, if you're going into a kills session, I'll be in there as well, and we'll start looking for opportunities into the New York session, which will be cool because it looks like there could be quite a few opportunities this morning. I hope you've enjoyed this. Let me know in the comments if you have. Share the channel. Make sure that we're getting this message out to as many people as possible. There's a lot of struggling traders out there, a lot of people following a load of rubbish, and we just want to give it real, raw, true, no fantasies, no infatuations, just real solid. This is the markets. Okay. Until next time, guys, Tier 1 guys, I'll see you inside the platform tomorrow. And the rest of you, I'll catch whenever, wherever. Take care, and I'll see you then.